I've always enjoyed my work, and even the people I worked with. It's hard to balance work and meetings. But since I was baptized, I've always done my best to be there. My wife is a great support. And we work hard to teach our children. They've been my greatest joy. I want to make sure that they're cared for. I believed that if I worked hard enough, I'd always be able to provide for my family. But my boss wanted more than I was willing to give. He insisted that I work Sundays during my meeting. I needed this job. My wife and I were worried. What would happen if I lost it? I was determined to take a stand for my meetings. I spoke to my boss and explained my decision, but he refused to compromise. I was shocked. I didn't think this was how it was supposed to go. How would I support my family? Paul studied the Bible with me. We've been close ever since. He invited me out, and I guess he'd heard about what happened. He really listened as I poured out my concerns. I wondered if I should have just done what my boss insisted. I would have missed my meeting, but I still could have attended an evening meeting at a different congregation. My skills were limited, and there just weren't that many jobs out there for me. I told him I was seriously considering a job that would involve a lot of travel. Paul read to me from Matthew chapter 6, verses 25 to 33. Stop being anxious about your lives as to what you will eat, or what you will drink, or about your bodies as to what you will wear. Keep on, then, seeking first the kingdom and his righteousness, and all these other things will be added to you. He reminded me that as a newly baptized witness, my prayers are much more readily received, and Jehovah was ready to respond. He encouraged me to include Jehovah in my decision. Patience is not easy for me, but I decided to look to Jehovah to provide the right job. So every day I kept looking. But work never came. I never thought that it would go on so long. Eventually, I had to go on unemployment insurance so we could get by. I knew that I was doing the right thing, but I couldn't help feeling that I was letting my family down. One night, I was reminded of Jesus' words in Matthew chapter 6. Observe intently the birds of heaven. They do not sow seed, or reap, or gather into storehouses, yet your heavenly Father feeds them. Are you not worth more than they are? I realized that I was still relying on myself and not fully throwing my anxiety on Jehovah. My skills may be limited, but Jehovah's are not. So, I kept on looking, but I used my extra time to auxiliary pioneer. It was just what I needed. Eventually, Jehovah opened the door and blessed my patience with a job that was nearby with good hours for my meetings. I even had more time for the ministry with my family. It was not an easy experience, but my faith in Jehovah was stronger than ever. I saw him act in my behalf, and I know that he really does care for me and my family.